Hello Blades! The Blades make the trip to unbeaten Bournemouth, the only Championship side not to lose this season. The team who have only conceded 7 goals all year against 𝐍𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 15 of their last 20 league games, 4 out of 5 this season, where Hull is the only place where we've got goals away from home. It was a frenetic start, and the first sort of incident of note was a booking for John Fleck after 7 minutes, which was going to put him under pressure for the remainder of the 90 in what were atrocious conditions down at Dean Court. Jokanovic was up against his former club captain in Scott Parker, also a man who he appointed to the Fulham coaching staff, and of course a job he eventually took as manager. The game was sort of end-to-end. Bournemouth were pressing with little threat. Billing had a free kick, which was saved well by Olsen from 30 yards. Then the real big chance on 20. The Blades just messing about at the back, and Robin Olsen inexplicably gives it to Phil Billing, and luckily he just made a mess of it with the goal gaping. It really should have been 1-0 to Bournemouth. Yet again, too much messing around at the back, Blades. There's a time to get the ball long. I don't know whether they think with Sharp playing they've got no one to hold it up, but it is going to cost us goals. After that, we had a foul on Sharp. Billy Sharp fouled on 30 minutes. He landed on the Bournemouth player, nothing much in it, although the Bournemouth player wasn't too impressed. He took a bit of blood in the nose, but there we go. 35 minutes though, big chance for Billy Sharp. Mistake at the back from Bournemouth, on the angle, 8 yards out. I was expecting the net to ripple. Sadly, it didn't, as Billy fired over. Disappointing. The man who scores goals, you'd expect to take a chance like that. It was swiftly followed a couple of minutes later from an in-swinging corner, and Ben Davies had the opportunity to nod home his first for the Blades. Hits the target, he's got a good chance of scoring, but that one goes over the top of the bar. On 40 minutes, Bournemouth's best chance. Christie given too much space out wide. He then cuts in, and belatedly Enda Stevens got back and held him up, and thankfully it was a double hit as his standing foot sort of hit the ball as he shot, and the ball went harmlessly wide. Into injury time, Morgan Gibbs-White had a shot which went just over. He'd been frustrated, not been getting in the game, but it was well wide in the end. Half-time against the Blades, who have only led once at half-time. Bournemouth never behind, unsurprisingly. Bournemouth 0, Sheffield United 0. Second half, I'll fire you over the pond, and it's Florida Blade, a.k.a. Steve.
Cheers to Statman Adam for a wonderful first-half reaction. Second half underway at the Vitality Stadium, a soaking wet Vitality Stadium, sees no changes for either side, but does see some action in the Sheffield United goal as the ball gets pinged around. Bournemouth have a shot, is cleared off the line, and thankfully comes to nothing. About 3 minutes later, George Baldock pulls up and limps off with what we now know is a hamstring injury. With no Bogle on the bench, we see Basham come in to deputise at right back, and we did get to see the Chris Basham of old, some snake hips and getting down the wing in this half. Really nice to see him back in action. On 55 minutes, we see the Blades open scoring. Nice route one ball over the top. Billy Sharp getting in behind the defenders, smartly holds the ball up instead of taking a shot, fires across in, and Morgan Gibbs-White on the half volley just snaps it right into the corner of the Bournemouth net. No chance for the keeper there. 1-0 Blades against the top of the table Bournemouth side. Things are looking good, but we're Sheffield United, so that lasted about 4 minutes. And then Enda Stevens comes flying in with a really unnecessary tackle on Dominic Solanke on the edge of the box, rakes his calf, down he goes, should be a free kick, but the referee decided to leave his contact lenses at home and instead gives a penalty. Solanke stutter steps up, side note, ban the stutter step penalty, get rid of it, outlaw it completely, it's terrible. But he stutter steps up, wrong foots Olsen, and it's quickly 1-1. From there, United's defence does what United's defence does and absolutely capitulates. Just looks like we haven't even been playing on the same pitch as Bournemouth in the last 60 minutes, because Bournemouth just go through us like a knife through butter. Ball finds Philip Billing, he kind of slides in, arrows it into the bottom corner. Again, I don't think Olsen so much, he was wrong-footed. 2-1 Bournemouth, and from there, really, it seemed like there was only going to be one winner. We did see McBurney and Mousset, the return of Lys Mousset for Sharpen and Dye. 2 minutes before the 90th, we saw Mousset somehow head the ball onto the bar from about 2 yards out. I will say, looking at the replay, it was a tough angle for him. Hard to score from there. Ball cannons back off the crossbar. McBurney with a snap overhead kick. It hits a Bournemouth player, goes out for a United corner. That comes to nothing. And that was pretty much the action from the second half. Ends 2-1 to Bournemouth. Blades no points in their last 6, and we head into the international break, having to find a way to make things right.
Hi Blades, so I'm bringing you your player ratings for you today. It was a bit of a frustrating one today, wasn't it? Annoying considering especially we went ahead in the game and then conceding so soon after. It was just a bit annoying, and we need to improve our game management for sure. But yeah, we didn't play awful. But on to the ratings. Robin Olsen, I have given a 6. I thought he was steady today. Not much he could do with the goals, in fairness. The main criticism I probably have of him since he's been here is his distribution. He's put us under pressure quite a few times, and we've got off lucky quite a few times. He got off lucky in the first half today especially. He gave it away a couple of times, and they were just as wasteful as us and how we can be. Apart from that, he was okay. He made a couple of good saves, but he wasn't great. Baldock, I have also given a 6. Our star man making his 150th appearance for the Blades today. Unfortunately got injured early in the second half. I think he took a while to settle today, if I'm being honest. He made a few dodgy decisions early doors, and he switched off a little bit, but luckily nothing came of those. But when it came to it, he did his job well, like he always does. But yeah, he did okay today. It was just unfortunate for his injury. Moving on to our other fullback, Ender Stevens. I'm giving him a 5. Not sure if he's fully fit, to be honest with you. I'm not sure if you've rushed him back or whatever, but he certainly looked leggy in that second half, which could have been down to the manner of the challenge that he gave away for the penalty. It wasn't a penalty. The level of officiating in England as a whole is, let's just put it, as not very good, and I think we all know that, don't we? Overall, he wasn't awful, but he wasn't great either, really. You could also argue that he was easily beaten for their second goal as well. So hopefully he starts to regain his good form that we've seen from him in the past, but we'll see, won't we? Next, I've given Egan and Davies both the same rating of 6.5. I thought they both played well today. Egan especially with his blocking, and he did a couple of fantastic blocks with his head. Davies showed again great assurance and distribution. Perhaps some questions could have been asked about the positioning for the second goal, and maybe even the first one as well. But overall, a good performance from both of them for sure. And Fleck, I have also given a 6. Not the best from him today, but definitely he grew into the game. Felt he needed a bit more protection at times. He didn't really influence too much, but it was certainly a big improvement from Tuesday, 100%. It's nice to have Fleck back. Ollie Norwood, I've given a 5. Thought he was really poor today, especially in that first half. Got let off numerous times, giving the ball away stupidly. Got to wonder what Horahan has to do really to get into the team at times, because Norwood, he seems to just be able to put in bad performances, but just be able to get let off with them all the time. So I hope we get to see more of Horahan, because I think he's a really good player as well. Moving on to Osborne, I've also given him a 6. Not too much to say about Ozzy other than it was the typical Ben Osborne performance really. Hard-working, running, tackling, just good all-round performance. A couple of good crosses, but it's the kind of the situation that we don't really have any natural wingers in our team at the moment. And it could be the thing that is holding us back with this formation really. But he did a job today. He did okay. 𝐍𝐸𝐵, I have given a 7.5. He was probably my man of the match today. Looked much more like himself today. A couple of great more moves directly involved with him. Some nice skills, and a couple of good opportunities, some good shots. A great finish for his goal in the circumstances. So yeah, hopefully he can continue this good form now, and it's nice to have you back, Morgan, 100%. Moving on to Ndiaye, I'm giving him a 5.5. I think it was another one that he struggled to get into today, similarly to Middlesbrough. We saw flashes for sure, but he struggled to make much of an impact. But it is to be expected of a young player. He's not going to be consistent from day one, but he's talent for sure, and I'm sure he'll only get better and more consistent the longer we have him with us. Sharp, I have given a 6.5. I think he's a bit tired, to be honest. He's played a lot of football this season, probably more than we expected him to at the start. Good assist for the goal, but he missed a couple of really good chances, didn't he? Especially that one in the first half where he was throwing just the goalkeeper to beat and he put it over the bar. You put your house for Billy Sharp to score them sort of chances, and the one that he missed against Derby. So he's only human after all, guys. But it weren't a bad performance from him at all. A 6.5 from me. Substitutions then. 𝐍𝐸𝐫𝐝, I've given him a 6. He came on for Baldock and he probably did just as well as Baldock did, so I've given him the same rating. He was steady, reliable, typical 𝐍𝐸𝐫𝐝 really. Hope we see more of him now. He's been given an opportunity. It'll be interesting to see if he stays, how Baldock's injury is really, and if he stays at right back or we bring Bogle back in. I've given both 𝐍𝐸𝐫𝐝 and 𝐸𝐸𝐵𝐸𝐶 a 5. Might be a bit harsh, but I don't really think either of them affected the game as well as they probably could have. 𝐸𝐸𝐶 missed an opportunity from a couple of yards out and hit the bar. I'm pretty sure he did this exact same last season. I can't remember who it was against, but it was a game, I think it might have been West Brom when we ended up losing, and he missed from like 2 yards out. And yeah, it was 𝐸𝐸𝐶's time and he didn't come up for it, did he? 𝐸𝐸𝐵𝐸𝐶 wise, I think he would have worked better from the start today, and same on Tuesday. Hopefully they can both push for more minutes now, because we've got plenty of good strikers in our team and they just need to start showing it really, don't they? I've given the manager a rating. I've given 𝐸𝐸𝐾 a 6.5. I think he nearly got it right today. I thought lineup wise was pretty much what I wanted, apart from maybe a little bit more physicality and steel in the midfield. I can't pronounce his name, but the Algerian we've recently signed on a free contract. But he would have been perfect today. He's a very hard-hitting midfielder, and I'd have liked to have seen him. I wonder where he is at the minute. Is he injured or is he just not fit? Probably a bit of both, I guess. But hopefully we'll get to see more of him, because I think that could make this formation work a lot better than it maybe is doing at times. And especially in the Championship, you need to get used to playing against teams that are very physical, and we need to start taking advantage of that more. But yeah, they're my ratings for today, guys. Let me know what you think. I didn't try to be too harsh, not too positive either. But yeah, let me know what you think, and we'll see you at the next one. Over the Blades.
Well, for positives and negatives, I could definitely just sit here for 2 minutes and hold that picture up, because positives, this game was going well, we were playing well, we got a goal, and then the ref made a mistake, a negative, and it changed the momentum of the game. Obviously, you convert the penalty. If you're Bournemouth, you go and tie the game, and immediately you have the fans, the crowd, the team believing in themselves, and they go and get a goal. Yeah, it's a tough game, because I think all of us came in pessimistically, expecting to lose, expecting to be happy with a draw, and then as soon as we go a goal up, as soon as we watch even just that first half where we have the far better chances than Bournemouth does, it feels like we're back in the Premier League, back in that 2019-2020 season where we're facing Bournemouth. It's the opening day of the game, the season. You're like, wow, we can hang with these guys. We're all expecting a late goal. Almost got it from 𝐸𝐸𝐶, a header that just hit the bar at the end. But yeah, it was a game that I didn't feel like the underdog while watching us. I felt like we were the team that had good possession, was able to realize that, hey, when we sit on the ball in the middle, we're not going to do well. So we figured out quickly in that first half, and as we started the second half, that we need to get the ball up the sides quickly. We need to bypass the midfield, because Bournemouth was owning us there. And we did it effectively. That's how we got the goal. Billy Sharp crosses it in on a ball that actually went over the top down that side, and Morgan Gibbs-White slots it home beautifully. It's what we didn't see this week against Middlesbrough, that 𝐍𝐸𝐾 saw that we needed to make a change, and tactically he made that change happen. And that is the biggest positive for me today. The negative is just the referee. It changed the game. It changed the momentum. Obviously, we need to be, as a team, better. We should not be allowing Bournemouth to be in the position to give the decisions of the game on whether we win or lose over to the referee. But on the whole, this game feels positive. This game feels like we have creating chances down. We have tactical flexibility down. Chris Basham coming in, proving that he can be a flexible option for us off the bench. A lot to take forward going from here. I look forward to hear what Hal has to say.
Where do we go from here? I'm recording this right after full time, so I might be, a bit frustrated, a bit reactionary, which isn't normally me. I like to process and think about things and not go, we're a soft touch, you've got to die to get 3 points. And if I was out there, I wasn't very good at football, but I'd be absolutely flying into every challenge and I wouldn't let anyone take the mick out of me with Fancy Dan's skills. But I'm not going to say any of that. Instead, I'm going to say, we fought quite well. There were moments when the Blades actually looked like they were taking the game to the opposition. So where do we go from here? It would be easy to say, rip it up and start again, and then start singing. I think Slav will probably believe he's not too far away with the team he wants and the formation he wants, because actually the performance would suggest that if we get a bit of luck and a decent referee, we actually could have got something from that game. And no one would have said anything that was too unfair on that. Particularly, I think a neutral would say that we were the better side. I don't want to say that because we've seen this before. We've seen this film before. It's so easy to beat Sheffield United. You know exactly what you have to do because of the way we play. We will roll over and let our tummies be tickled at times. As soon as we took the lead, I think you could see exactly what Bournemouth were then going to do because, okay, fine, we can have all the possession we want and keep attacking. But as soon as another side actually penetrates that back four, we just look completely at sea. And so teams know that we can have the ball because we're really not going to do that much with it in the final third. And in our own box, we look absolutely petrified. And I'm not overly convinced with Robin Olsen. So where do we go from here? I would personally say Slav has to lay down a marker. One thing he has to do is say, I'm going to pick you on form. And at the moment, he's not doing that. All right, at the moment, he's picking on reputation. Because Wes Fodringham has looked like Sweden's number one in the games we've seen. And Robin Olsen has looked like League One Wes. Lay down a marker, pick players on form. You'll get, I think, better results long term. Just my thoughts.